Going on, everyone? It's been a minute, but here we are. I hope we're live. I hope it's working. Yeah, it's been a while since we did a tutorial, and today we're gonna do some environment stuff. Gonna do it a little bit different. You know, usually I spend about 3 hours recording and editing a tutorial, and it takes forever. So we're just gonna do it live and see how that pans out. And this is my first time doing this, so if it sucks, let me know. Alright, well today we're going to make some biomes. We're going to be using some Megascan assets. And if you want to follow along, we're going to go into the collections here. And you can go into environment. And we're going to look at these natural environments. And you'll see we have all these different ones to choose from. I want to start to do a series where we could maybe go through each one of these and make each different type of biome, because they're all pretty different. There's a lot of different things going on, and it can get a little funky just seeing all the assets broken down like this. And you know, how do we put them together to make something cool? So that's what we're going to be working on. Let me just start over here. Collections, environment, natural. And I think, yeah, we're going to start off with this wetland for today. And I actually have a better photo here. So this is what we're going to try and make today. Something like this. You know, I don't want to copy exactly this, but we're going to use all the assets directly within this collection here to make something cool like this. Well, I just noticed they have this little renders up. It's just that image. I thought there might be something else, but cool. So yeah, so we're gonna make this right off the bat. Let's go through some of these assets here. So if you take a window, if you're on Windows, you can slam it against the wall there, and now we have our window divided into two, and it's not working, but yeah, this will help us. And I just deleted the image, so yeah, we're live. That's how it goes. You know what? Forget about it. We'll just look at this one. So right off the bat, I am seeing this little wheatgrass in here, down at the bottom, in the corners, kind of poking up through here. So we're definitely going to use that. What else they got in here? I don't think we're going to use any flowers per se. They got a little bit over here, but it's pretty minor. We've got some wet soil. Probably not going to use this one. We're probably going to create our own little wet spots in C4D. This mossy ground's not bad. I'm noticing they have like some roots structures in here. That could be from the ground plane, but I'm not seeing. Maybe it's this one. Maybe. I think we'll use this one though. This one's pretty cool. And they also have this swamp water, which I just noticed. So we're going to add this on top of our water to give it that dirty kind of look. Yeah, and they got lots of other stuff. They got some bunch of sticks. So we'll use some of those. So getting things over into Cinema 4D through the bridge, when I don't even have it open, is a little complicated for me sometimes. When I'm using Octane, I'll try and use this little export button. It goes into Cinema 4D, and then Octane crashes. So, oh, what's up, Dakota? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. First one. Yeah, whenever I put these in Cinema 4D, it crashes Octane for some reason. So what we need to do is we can right click on an asset, go to files, and then you'll see we have all these things in here. It looks like they're in their own folders. Okay. So there's a lot to go through there. We got to go through 21 folders of grass, but we can do it. So, can I copy this address? We're gonna try and merge these into our scene. Let's see. Cool, yeah. So I clicked up here, I copied this address, and I was able to put it in here, and now we're in the right spot, because it's kind of hard to get to. Oh no, it's not, it's just in the D drive. Okay. But let's see, let's just use LOD0. Okay, and we're gonna merge, and we can do Control-Shift-O, which might be a little harder because I have to slide this out, but let's just get all these in here. Oh, and I just realized you can't even see what I'm doing. Yeah, it did say Dolan. That's my, people call me Dolan, you know, Dylan Dolan. What are you gonna do, Dolan the Duck over here? Okay, back at it. We can see what's going on. So we're on number 3, and I might not import all these grass variations because it's gonna take forever. Maybe we'll do 10. Let's do 10 of these. Now, if only the bridge thing worked, you know, I could just do this all in one click. But no, not today. Gooby, please, eh? Okay, we got our grass in. Just gonna see what we got here. A good amount of variation, you know. Got some tall ones, some medium ones, and a small one. I think that's fine. So I'm actually going to delete all those. Open up Octane. We're gonna convert the materials and remove unused. And I'll fire this up one. And now I still have the folder open, so we can go into our textures, and then here are all our textures here. And we can pop open the node editor, and I really like this update in Octane where you can just drag them all in. Make sure we're not using any duplicates. We don't need cavity, we don't need AO. And I'm not going to use the gloss. I got crackling on my voice. Is it better now? I realized my phone was like on the cable, so I don't know if it was doing some like little, you know. Cool, we got all our textures in here. Am I able to tell how many people are watching? Oh, we got 7 people. Cool, what's up, people? Welcome. We are just getting started over here, piping in some stuff. So we got our roughness. Fortunately, these don't like to load the little images right away, so I can tell that's the normal. This one, that's the displacement. We'll do that one last. We got our bump map. Let's put that right into the bump. And opacity. This is gonna get out of hand quick. Okay, we got, this is probably the specular, so let's change this to a glossy material. Yep, specular. And a translucency that goes into our transmission. And to do this, we're actually going to need to make a mix material. So I'm going to Pop down the mix material, and I'm actually going to, yeah. We'll pop in this one here and this one on material 1. Sounds pretty good. Thanks, man. I'm glad it's not pippity popping anymore. Okay, so where are we? We got our glossy material here. This is our diffuse material that we're going to use the translucency from. So let me find that again. So displacement, this must be it here. Yeah, translucency. Displacement I'm going to put up here because it's going to go actually into our mix. And it's going to be very subtle. We're not going to really notice much displacement on something like this, but it'll still make a difference. Okay, where are we? So I'm actually going to plug in all of these same ones into this guy. So we don't have to duplicate these nodes. Okay, get the diffuse. And the opacity. Transmission. And now we can create the displacement. I think this is just, yeah, 2K displacement. So set it to 2K. I probably only need it at something like 1, maybe less. So, and then it'd help if we could see what's happening. How did I get into 3D? It's kind of weird. I actually started off by making Call of Duty videos like 8 years ago, long time ago. I had a channel called Ansel Edits. It's still up, actually. A lot of the edits are up, but yeah, that's how I started, and kind of moved into 2D animation before coming back and trying to learn more 3D, because 3D's fun and it's only getting easier and easier as all these new things come out. So, and it looks like our grass is in. Let's add daylight here. You hear from the old Halo community? Hell yeah, I used to edit a couple of Halo videos. I think I only did maybe 2 or so. I was editing for friend Murphy. I think maybe his name is Murphinator or something like that, but that dude's pretty good at Halo. You should check him out. And I'm just gonna put a darker material on this floor so we're not getting so much bounce light. Okay, and we can see everything's working. I'm gonna leave that grass at that for now. Oh, you know Murphy? Oh yeah. Nikki HD, yeah. I knew Nikki HD. I don't know if she's still making things. I was in Fractal Films for a little bit. I don't know if that's still around. I haven't been part of that community in so long, so but I'm glad you guys know about that stuff. That's super cool. Nikki HD, she's super talented. Okay, we got the grass. Oh, got one thing done. Let's do a ground. Let's do a little easier for a second. I really like this one, the forest mulch. So I'm not gonna press that export button because everything is going to crash. So I'm just gonna copy this location here and let's group some stuff. Any advice in the NFT lane, huh? Not really. I've tried to make a couple of NFTs. I've been spending some time on some, you know what, I'll show you guys one that I'm working on right now. I don't really understand it that much. I mean, I get it, but Like, people are buying JPEGs for like thousands of dollars. What's all that about? But I mean, any advice, just do it. As long as you're doing it, you might see something come out of it. Where did I put that NFT? Sorry. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm making right now. Kind of a new style I'm working on. It's kind of a mixture of 3D and like a painterly style. I've got about like 6 of these done so far, but I feel like I got some ways to go before I start posting my art. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've done any art stuff, so I'm getting back into it. Getting back into it slowly. Okay, let's get this, let's keep moving. So, let's see, what are we doing? We want to import these in here. I'm all over the place now. Let's see. Looks like I've got 4K and 8K in here, so let's just take 4K assets. That's fine. Any advice on learning Octane? Honestly, YouTube is your friend, man. Like, I learned everything I know pretty much from YouTube, and just playing in the mud, really. You gotta make mistakes, really, to figure out what works. So, and yeah, there's lots of great people out there doing some stuff. I've been watching some of the Punisher's stuff. He's got that cool challenge going on. If you guys are interested in that, you should go check him out. I think you got about a month to make something cool. Okay, so let's put that in there. This is the displacement. I'd say my main programs are probably Cinema 4D and After Effects. I did After Effects for the longest time before getting more and more into 3D stuff. And I just enjoy it more. I did a lot of work for companies like Lyft and Facebook and doing 2D puppet animation, but it's just not fun, and it's so corporate, so I'd rather make a swamp on YouTube. Rebug? What team was he from? That sounds familiar. What are we doing? Oh, I feel like we're missing a map. We don't have a specular map. Looks like there isn't one here. So we're just going to tone the specular back. And let's see, it's still really shiny. Okay. And we can up this displacement map up some. Blender's got Octane for free. Man, I'm super jealous of all you Blender cats. That program is crazy. The amount of customizations there is and little things that come out for it all the time. But I'm just comfortable in this program, so this is what we're using. Okay, so there is our ground. Not gonna go too crazy. into the nodes right now because we still got some more things to get in here, unfortunately. So, let me actually name this. Just call it ground 01. This will be our tall grass. Let's get another asset. What do you guys think about this music? You know, I'm playing something off this radio station. I got it turned all the way down, and it's still like super loud. And usually it's not like epic like this. I don't know what's going on. But we're rolling with it. Rolling with the punches over here. Oh yeah, dude. Displacement not on the geometry is amazing. This ground only has 20 segments, but we get all this detail out of the displacement nodes. Epic music. Let's get some sticks. You know, I'm feeling some sticks now. Oh God, that's a lot of sticks. Yep, we're doing this one. No, actually, I got another one down here. I already have this one downloaded. We're doing this one. Okay, so go to files. And I'm just gonna throw this in its own thing. So there we go. This, and let's call these branches. I want calm music. Search up Mydra Lysander playlist, Iceland playlist. Oh. Any tips on organizing assets? I've been doing 3D for a little while now, and my biggest hurdle is interrupting the creative flow, searching for assets and random files. I'd say it just takes time to gain like a nice folder of assets you can rely on. The Megascans for me made a huge difference in just having materials and assets to pull from at any time. I mean, I could go in there and grab something new. And I mean, I have a yearly subscription, and I don't think I've ever spent all my points. And the points always roll over, so it's one of the cool things about that. And you know, I'm not digging this music, so I think we might check out some Mydra something. Let's see what we got here. Hydra? Hydra. Did you spell that right? You did, okay. This one? Can we do this one? Oh no. Hold on. We're going in. We're going in. There you go. It's a little different, but let's roll with it for now. If anybody has any more music suggestions, let me know. Scroll down, okay. I clicked on the wrong thing, huh? Ah, it's this one. Oh, C4D. I think that's the Minecraft guy, huh? Nice. Okay. Yeah, this sounds better than the other one. Even though it's just water sounds so far. Okay, let's get this material in, yeah? Some birds, okay. Did I click on the right one? Are we good? Oh my god, I got too many folders. There. Let me know if the volume's like super loud on the music too. I'll try and watch out for it, but got so many things to do. So many notes. Getting lost in the sauce. Alright. So we got a specular. Pop it in. Roughness. Pop it in. Normal. Pop it in. Do that later. Oh, we got two of them. We got our bump map, and that's it. So I'm gonna click this guy, and we will add displacement. Let's. Can I just throw this on there? Nice. Displacement in. If anyone gets too sleepy, let me know. I keep feeling like it's really loud. It's loud for me, so I'm turning it down. And perfect, we're done. And that's how you make a swamp, wetland. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know. Just kidding, let's keep going. If Octane lets us. Yes. 2K. Alright, we just got a 2K. That's fine. And maybe one. And we got some chunky blocks. Let's go 0.5. That looks pretty good. I mean, we're using 2K assets, and these aren't going to be crazy big, so I think we're good. It's one of the slower songs, yeah. It sounds good. I like it. I'm still awake. It's almost 4:20. Oh, you know what that means. Let's see. We got our wood. What else do we want? We'll probably might need some more wood. We'll need some bigger pieces like this. Let's get, I already have this one, so let's grab it. And I'm just gonna keep everything in its own kind of project for now. Okay, same thing. Does anybody know anything about like playing music like this on a stream? Is it bad? Is it okay? I mean, we're gonna do it anyways. I don't care, but let's see. We need this one now. Okay. Same as before. This gets a little redundant after a while. That's why I really wish I could get that bridge working. If anyone knows a workaround for that, I would love to know. I mean, we could save so much time just with a click of a button. I tried updating Octane. I tried updating Bridge, and I don't know. Cool, this one's almost done. Not so bad. Let's add the displacement. And we're going to do the same thing, 0.5. Okay, let's go into the sky real quick. See what we got. It's not much yet, but... People make Creative Commons streams on SoundCloud. Playlists for streams. In terms of copyright or audience-wise, I guess copyright, I mean... Mainly Twitch will slap you with bans. Okay, so we're good. Hell yeah. Can I cuss? I don't know. I mean, probably not. It's probably good not to, so. But fuck it. We won't. Okay, we got a branch. Why does it look like that? Wait, what is going on? Now we got our branch. Okay. I'm gonna have to get used to trying to focus on whatever I'm doing, talking to you guys, and doing it all at once, so. It's a working process here. Okay, we got another twig in there. What do we want? What do we want? It depends if you care about making money. We don't like money. No, we do this all for free. Forest Roots. This is a new one, so I'm downloading that one. I think this is going to help with some things like that there. There are some ground textures in Megascans that are great for something like that, but they weren't in the pack, so I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to use what's included here. Okay, looks like we've got that one, so. Okay, and let's create a new material. Okay, and I think, no, this is the wrong one. You're gonna do a scatter or place by hand. I will be placing some of the bigger assets by hand, like this, definitely. Maybe some bigger rocks, maybe like a stump here and there. I'll place by hand, but everything else will be scattered. Yeah, to me, it makes no sense to do that all by hand. It would take forever. I mean, you would get a more kind of custom look, I suppose, but you might also be shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, spending all that time. But here we are, spending all this time just doing this. So, I mean, who's to say you shouldn't do that? But as far as that, I scatter it. That's what I do. Okay, let's add another displacement. I promise it's going to get more fun soon. Am I using 2K? Yes, this is 2K. See how ugly this looks. Nice. Almost looks like rocks now. And we'll try one first. Looks pretty good. It's kind of hard to tell without like some type of light in the scene. And this always makes things look really bad right off the bat because it's got those harsh shadows. So I'm just gonna up the sun size. Now we got some better fall off there. And it's looking nice. Not bad. It does look a little dry looking. I think what I can do here is, see, I have the specular map. I can go into the specular channel here. I'm going to increase it all the way. And then we can use this mix to blend from the normal specular map to whatever our settings are here. So we don't need that much. I just wanted to dial it down just a hair. That's a little better. We're getting some shine over there. And it looks pretty good. And we're going to compile all these together, so let's see. And let's get some swamp water in there. This one I don't really like because of the color that you can't change. So this one I feel you'd be able to use in more ways. So we're gonna get this one. And we still have over 1,000 points, jeez. And we'll do the same thing. This one is actually just a texture map, so you know what, we're just gonna stay in this project and let's create some water right now. It's a little more exciting than creating rocks and stuff, so let's see what Megascans has got for us. I'm digging this playlist. It's not so distracting. The other one, I kept hearing fucking hobbits in my head, and when Gandalf was screaming at me, it was too epic. Now we're in Iceland. We're falling asleep. It's great. Okay, we got our albedo. We got a bump. We got a displacement. We got our normal. Let's throw this on there so we can see it update. So right now, it's gonna look like shit. It's gonna look... We're cussing. I decided we're cussing. I can't help it. Okay. It looks bad. Let's keep going. It's because it is, right now, it is just a diffuse material, but we're gonna need to change it to a specular material. And we got an extra displacement. One's an EXR, I think, and one's like a TIFF or a JPEG, so you can tell which one's an EXR because Octane does not know what the heck to do. It just makes them red. Okay, we got a roughness, and this might be specular, yeah. And for now, I'm just gonna make it glossy, just to see what these maps are doing. Right off the bat, I'm seeing some weird squares. I think it could be because we're just way too big on this. Okay, so we got our sludge in. And let's make that a specular material. And we're getting some weird fringing going on there. Let's see if we can fix that in the common tab. I'm gonna try and check on fake shadows. And that didn't fix it. Let's see what's going on here. I don't know. We're gonna try and add a random walk. And we're still getting that harsh line. Does that happen with everything? So it looks like it's something to do with this and not the water. I'm just gonna throw a material on here. Doing some, yeah, see, it's not doing it on this guy. Can mess with refraction at edges. Mess with the displacement of the model or the absorption levels of your specular material. Does it need volume rather than being a plane if you're using transmission? Yeah, I'm not using transmission, but you're right. Let's use a square instead of a plane. Let's see what happens. And boom, that fixed it right away. I think, right? Cool. So, good call on that. Lane, thank you. Okay, so we fixed that issue. We can focus on the water again. So we're getting a little bit of light passing through the water, but we want some more. So we're going to go into our random walk here. And I'm going to put the albedo in there, see what that does. And let's increase the radius here. Let's try 5. Okay, no, you can only do 1. Let's decrease the density. Let's do something really low. Hey, there's our lines are back. That's not good. What's going on here? 10? Okay, so there's a little dance we're gonna have to do with the specular material. I'm not really seeing much dispersion. Let's get something else in there. See, I should be able to see through the water. Maybe this albedo is just too strong. You know what? I was adjusting the bias when I thought I was adjusting the radius. And I don't know what this bias was at. I think it was at in the middle. Okay. We're making mistakes, but we're making progress. So I'm gonna try putting that back in. Looks like we're getting that issue again, but we're gonna keep going. So this radius is going to control how much the light is penetrating the water and how much we can actually see through the water. And as you can see, we can see a bit better into there. We're getting that line again. Super lame. How did we fix it again? We made a box. It's back. We can try messing maybe with the ray epsilon. Added another 0 and boom. Faxed it. Cool. And there's more stuff we can do to make this water look better. We're gonna make like some wet maps on our assets using some vertex maps, but not in this project. This is still, we're just still trying to get all our assets in. And let's see, let's call this water. I'm gonna rename this to roots because that name is too long. And let's throw it in our composition and save this. I'm just going to save it on the desktop. There. Okay. Does anybody know how you can... So basically, I'm upping the displacement on this plane, but it's physically moving the plane an octane up. And it'd be great if it just sat where it was in the viewport. Because then I have to do this little dance of, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So right now, these assets look like crap. They're not blending at all. We haven't done shit, so it's gonna look like shit. And what we'll end up doing is using some color correction nodes on these to blend them so they don't look so different. But we still have more assets to get in. So I think I'm gonna grab another ground plane. I'm gonna grab some more shrubberies, and we're gonna keep moving. I like this one. It's interesting. Is it too much like our other one? No. So let's grab this one. And it is just a texture, so we don't gonna do anything crazy. And I'm gonna duplicate this. Let's call it ground 2 for now. And let's create a new material. We got some Skyrim music going, nice. You know, I have listened to this album, if it is an album, I guess it's an album, way too many times. It's just so nice. Is there a midpoint value or offset in the displacement? Usually adjust where the displacement starts from. Let's find out. Let me find which texture we're using. It's this guy. I'm really bad at naming things, so I usually just click on whatever it is and it tells me where it is. Displacement, we have filter radius. I think that's for the blur. Mid-level is at 0. Oh, I see. Okay, well, let's put this like right there. And get our node editor back in here. We need this. Look at that. This will just need to be at 0.5. Man, that's the magic number today. Okay. Look at that. Does it still look as good? Yeah. Cool. Alright. Thanks for the tip. Mid-level is the one you want. Yes. Nice. Thanks, man. Okay, and let's see. Okay, yeah, we did that. We were creating our new material. I'm gonna close these. I don't remember what's what, so boom. Then we got 4K and 8K. I'm gonna use 4K because I only have one 1080 in this computer. Someday I'll have a 3080. Someday I'll have 2. One day I'll have like a 9080. In the future. In the future, when you just press a button and everything is done. Okay. Albedo. How far you think you guys we are? How far you think you guys? You know what? Forget about it. How far do you guys think we are from having instant renders, you know, real-time renders? And the gaming industry has been making leaps, and I think, you know, eventually they're going to combine. We're going to be using everything will just run in real time. But for now, you know, takes a couple weeks to render a couple seconds. Okay, I didn't pay attention. I just kind of slapped that one in there, so I think we're good. And specular is too high. And we can't see it yet. Let's move this one over. Okay, so let's put the 0.5 mid-level. And this one's really not coming up, huh? Is that what the mid-level does? Okay, yeah, it does when it's at 0.5. Cool. I think this one's looking good. It's way too big, which is why it's looking weird. And I don't need to do this right now, but we're going to. I'm just going to tile it down so I can dial in the displacement a little better. Because right now we're at 50. Let's try 30, 35. That's good. Okay. So, what do we got? We got tall grass, 2 different ground textures. Got our roots. We got our water. And we got our branches. We also have this branch. So ideally, we still need to get a couple things in here. So bear with me while we go back into bridge. I am gonna need a rock, but not right now. I think we should get some stones like this. And let's download. I need more shrubs. And I hope they included enough of them in here. This mossy patch is interesting. I don't know if something like that would scatter well, or if you just have to place it by hand. Honestly, haven't used any of those yet, so. Still waiting for AAA VR games in real-time render and AAA VR games. I got you. Yeah, same. I think that one, what was it? Something Alex that Valve made was a big step forward. But yeah, I don't have a VR headset personally, so I can't talk. Wow, they really did not put a lot to work with in here, huh? Got some swamp grass. Bog marsh cress. Huh. Let's check this out again. It's definitely some swamp grass. Maybe some, I'm not seeing any bog marsh cress in there. So I think we need to get some moss patches. We need to get the swamp grass. And that's it for now. We might need one more ground plane. Okay. So I already downloaded the one up here. Let's grab it. I'm gonna grab these stones. Duplicate ground 3. Let's create a new material. This one has a specular. Good. Okay, got our bump. Albedo. Specular. Roughness. I guess I did need that displacement. Okay, that one doesn't want to come in. Luckily, we have this one. Let me make sure. Okay. Okay, so add displacement. I'm sure you guys all seen this a million times by now. Looks like we got an 8K this time. Let's go with it. And bid level. Why isn't this always at 0.5 if that's the case? Man, I can't believe I have gone so long without knowing that. What's going on here? Is that actually... Cool. Rock's looking pretty good. I like this texture a lot. We're getting some stretching, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, so now we have 3 different planes that we're going to mix together for the ground. We've got some rocks here. We've got some mossy ground with some like sticks, leaves in it, and then we've got more of this broken up dirty ground with lots of debris in it. We're going to use all of these together. But we still got to do some more transfers. I'm going to forego the rocks for now because we have those ones. And I'm gonna get these moss patches in. And I think we need that swamp grass that I downloaded earlier. Okay, go to files. Unfortunately, this one has all the variations in it, so we're gonna put this in its own. And so Control-Shift-O is to merge. And I actually just want to grab the location. So let's select all of this. And we're going to put it into here. Cool. And now we're in the folder. And we're going to merge a couple of these. I think for this one, I'm just going to do maybe 5 of them. So it's 3, 4. Man, it is hot in this garage, and I am regretting wearing a beanie and a sweater. but we can't quit now. I'm already not wearing any pants, so. I'm just kidding, I have pants on. Okay, they got our swamp grass in there. Looking good. Let's delete you. Converteth you. Deleteth. Delete all the textures, because if we put them in a group, we can just put the texture on there. Okay, so we're getting the hang of it. We're going a little quicker here. Getting our plants in. Is anybody working on? Are you guys working on anything? Let me know. What happened? There we go. Textures, billboard, albedo, AO. We don't need an AO. We don't need the cavity. I'm not using the gloss. And we only need one displacement. So I'm gonna bring in the EXR because that holds more data. And I just put these nowhere. Bada boom. And see, if I knew what these were right away, it'd be so much easier. Bump. Oh, it'd be great if they all came in order too. And this is another plant. So we're actually going to need to make another mixed material for this guy. I do not like using the universal materials, mainly for compositing reasons. For some reason those passes, it just shows up in the remainder pass, and that's it. Hello. Okay, that goes with translucency and okay, let's check out our grass here. Wow, it looks really weird, huh? What is going on? Opacity. Okay. What? Maybe something is wrong with this opacity thing. I've never seen that before. I don't know. Maybe I can add a displacement. It'll magically fix everything. Yeah. See? It's good. Jeez. I'm guessing maybe it's now it's even more different. What do you guys think? I have no idea what's going on. This has never happened before. I might need to just scrap this. It's clearly the opacity. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to re-download these in 4K. And it should populate in this folder. Cool, there we go. So let's get our 4K. Nope. Super weird. You know, it's not recommended, but I think I'm just going to take off the opacity and use this grass as is. Hello, Flixed. Flixed. How you doing? Maybe the UVs need flipping. Mesh. I know it's in here somewhere. Are you talking about the normals? Reverse the normals? I don't know how to flip the UVs. And there we go. It's our first crash. It's okay, we were saving, I hope. On the tag. Okay. The little checker tag. Change it to a negative. Okay. Man, I am sweating in here. Okay, well, let's listen to some Aphex Twin while we wait. Oh no, look at all my folders, oh no. Oh, we saved it on the desktop. Unfortunately, we're missing some things. I've got another workaround though. You know what, we're gonna try something different with the bridge. It doesn't crash when I have it in standard mode, so since we lost some progress here, we're gonna grab our rocks, export. Huh. That usually works. It didn't seem to do anything. Ay, ay, ay. Well, let's look at our original problem. Let's try and get past this first. Okay, we're getting there. Oh, look at all those textures. Displacement, normal. I'm gonna just focus on the albedo and the opacity. Wow, look at that. It's working. You know what? I totally dragged the wrong textures in. Those weren't even the right textures. That's why it wasn't working. Because look at this opacity. Looks like this. Okay, we fixed the issue. Let me look into what you were looking at though. Change it to -1. You were talking about this, huh? Is this what you're talking about? The UVW tag? Because I'm not really seeing any numbers there, so. Okay, so we're gonna use 5 of these. You know, in hindsight, I think I would have done all of this before, but we're making mistakes. That's what learning's all about. Group all these and throw our texture on there. And now everything is working. Let's see what we got here. I know we don't need some of these, so put a bump in. We have our roughness. Let's make this a specular material. Sorry, a glossy material. And now we can put in our specular. And we're going to save our translucency, and we don't need the AO. And this is a bit of a mess, but we're moving. Octane material. Put these in the same spot. Okay, so roughness, we have our albedo, normal, and opacity, and the bump. Have our 2 materials. We can put our translucency into the transmission, and that's the displacement. So this guy, and then we'll put this in material 2, we'll put this in material 1, and we'll add a displacement. This to 1. Oops. And we are using a 4K texture, I think. We're using a 2K texture. And we'll put our mix right on there. And we should be getting everything working. We can transition between our 2 mixed materials with this amount here. 0 will be the specular one, and a value of 1 will be the diffuse, but we're going to leave it at 0.5. What is this? We'll call this actually tall grass. And I'm going to call this just grass. And we saved. Work on getting these back in here. So go to files, this will be quick. Just take all of our 4K. Oh, I see. You were talking about the texture tag. Possibly in the tiles. Is that what you were talking about? Setting that to -1? I can remember we did around like 35.5. I'm gonna save again. Yes, okay, I see. That's a good thing we fixed it. Okay, see, we got another one in there. That was fast. And we're using some kind of mossy ground. What was this one? So we're going to create a new material. See, this was my problem. I had way too many folders open. I'm just going to close this folder when I'm done. Bam. Okay, albedo. I'm going to throw this one on here so we can watch it update. Don't need an AO. Displacement, roughness. Let's make this a glossy material and pull back the specular. Hello, synth. Oh, it's over. Normal. Set this to 35 as well. Mid-level 0.5. This one, I'm gonna do 50. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change these later once we start like tiling these more. So I'm not gonna go too deep into those values, but that one is good to go. So now we have 3 ground planes. We have our grass, more grass. Got our water. Got some roots that look like they loaded actually. So I click on my routes and I can see it's this one here. And then I can just go into maybe each of these. Maybe it'll let me just load it in. So what I'm actually going to do is turn down the music. And we're going to go find that asset. And then we just need to replace one of them. And then it'll be really easy to get all the other ones in there. So in the albedo, I'm going to put this address in here. And go. And now, boom, I got the albedo. I can just go into here, and it's already in the right folder, so I can just press enter. I'm going to press now. And there we go, all our assets are back in. We'll save again. Are any of you guys visual artists yourself, working in Cinema 4D? Do you do any client work? What are you guys interested in learning? Been doing a lot of character stuff lately for companies. I animated a skunk and had to put hair on it and all sorts of stuff. Had to shoot some smoke out of its butt, so let me know what you guys are working on. I'd love to see it. Seems your water material dipped too. Oh no. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why that is. Sometimes, you know, Octane just has trouble remembering what the hell I was doing. It's like, how does it, okay. These ones actually look like they're still there. I think, you know, it's just our, I think our random walk is actually just too high. Yeah. But that's something we'll adjust on the fly later. Ray Sang says, I work for an agency in the UK. Nice. What kind of work you doing there? You doing motion graphics? Do you work within the agency, or do you just get contacted by them for work? How does that work out? Okay, our water's there. I'm not gonna mess with it. Product. You do product renders? That's cool. I've never done those per se. In-house, nice. You like it? Sounds cool. I'm trying to think one thing. I know we need maybe one or two more things in here, and then we're gonna have some fun. We definitely need more logs. Stressful, but can be fun. I feel that. They got you working really tight deadlines? Sometimes. Sometimes can be fun. Do you enjoy the work you're making? Is it what you want to do? Product rendering, in-house, agency stuff? I really like this, so we're gonna grab this. Nice. So E-Ray asks, what do you think about NFTs? I wonder your thoughts. We spoke about NFTs a little earlier in the stream. I honestly think it's super interesting. And like the proof of ownership, linking it through the blockchain, I think that's super cool. What I don't get is why people are buying them, you know? I mean, personally, I don't think I'll ever buy an NFT. I don't see the point in having a JPEG that I can say, oh, this is my JPEG. I think there's a lot of value in traditional forms of art still, in prints, and that still goes in hand with digital art. So I mean, you can get away with having physical materials of your art, you know, that you can sell to people, and you can do like limited pressings, prints, stuff like that. I think that's super interesting. Obviously the NFT thing is super new. I really don't know what's going to happen. They're talking about how it's going to be incorporated all over the place. Like you're going to have NFTs, like basketball ticket NFTs, and like all sorts of things. So I mean, with all the blockchain technology that's out there, and it's being more and more adapted, I think we'll start to, at least I'll start to maybe understand it a little better. But for now, I still want to make some. I mean, get that crypto cash, you know? But it's not at the top of my list right now of things to do. Are you making any NFTs? Is anyone making any NFTs? Have they? Ray says he doesn't get the hype with Beeple. He's prolific, but take Turbo Squid away, would he be as prolific? See, that is true. That's very true. Beeple, I mean, he's an amazing artist. He knows his tools very well, which allows him to make anything he wants. And he has this big, I mean, yeah, you go on Turbo Squid, you can find just about anything and you can use it in your render. But are you really creating it? I mean, here I'm doing the same thing. I'm not making this piece of wood, but I'm using it to my advantage, and he's using the tools he has to make dope art. So at the same time, I still think he's pretty badass. I mean, to make over 5,000 artworks once a day for like 5 years, that's, I mean, I don't know the numbers, but that's crazy. He's crazy. He's a crazy person, but crazy people make dope art sometimes. So okay, so we got another piece of wood. I think we're gonna get one more acid in here, and then we're gonna have fun. Okay, I promise. I know this has been pretty boring, but hey, we're here. We're trying. I honestly don't even know how long we've been going for. Maybe an hour. You know what? This is what we were working on before we crashed. We were trying to get these moss patches in, so I'm gonna make sure we save. Octane doesn't like it when you don't save. And let's see. There we go. Oh, it looks like this is just a material. Okay. I have never used these moss patches before, so this is something new. Okay, let's create another material. I know I got some I didn't need in there. Just too many notes. Looks like we're gonna have to do a mixed material for this guy. Dakota says, I think judging someone's art based off the assets they use isn't quite fair though. 100% he realizes off of pre-made assets, but it's what you do with them that matter in my opinion. Definitely. I mean, there is something to be said about some guy that just makes dope art and he only uses his own materials, but I don't think you'd be able to make one every single day with the same amount of quality. You know, it wears on you when you got to do every little thing all the time. So okay. So this one doesn't have a specular map, looks like. Scoot back. Okay, let's see what's going on. I'm not too much of a fan of his work, but I think if people find his art worth it, then that's on them. Yeah, I feel like Beeple is a bit more prolific, as you were saying. He's got a lot of weight behind his name. He's been doing this for so long, and he's like, at this point, he's got to be one of the most well-known artists alive, which is insane, you know. And they use Cinema 4D. I mean, that's what we're using. Maybe you guys use Blender, but not me. I think Blender's super cool though. It looks super easy to learn too. So we got some moss. Looks like we might be able to scatter this around. I don't think it's supposed to look like that though. Looks a little better. You know what? I think that's good. Moto is my poison. What is that? Moto? Is that a person? Is it a poison? Okay. We're gonna keep moving. Okay, so let's look. You ever put in figures for scale? That's how I usually find the scale of my scene. Yes, actually, I like to just use this figure right here. And I usually just base everything off of that. Luckily, a lot of the Megascan assets, they come in at like a certain scale. But, like, I mean, these look like they might be a little big. But yes, this does help. Having some type of person in your scene definitely helps narrow down the scale. Yeah, quick and easy. And yeah, we'll keep him in here. We'll just hide him for now. Let's go look at the swamp again. We're finally going to make something and not pump in textures for an hour. Okay, so I can check this render out. See, we've got some logs. We might need some more logs, but we can always add those later. We've got enough in our scene to at least start working out this floor. So let's start doing some texture bashing with the ground planes that we have and work on our water, and then we can start scattering some assets and put some trees in. And we'll be good. You know, I actually don't think this will really take that long, but I'm going to create a plane. I'm going to make it 4,000 by 4,000. So it's nice and big. I'm going to create a camera just so we have something to refer back to. And I like to work sometimes I like to use an 85, and I'll switch it over to the movie sensor gate, which is going to punch us in a little more. This is going to just decompress the background and give us a nice focal length that I like working with. And let's see, let's organize our scene some. It's kind of a mess, so we've got, I don't know, big log. We've got mossy ground. We've got, I'm gonna hop out of this because it's a little jarring. We've got man, it'd help. Is this one broken? This is probably the rocks. This is the rock ground. No, it's fine. Let's use caps since we already are. Rock ground and debris. The debris. Lots of debris. Lots of debris on the ground. Oh. Floor. And those are just for reference, so I'm gonna hide those. So we'll start with the debris. Debris. Okay. Wait a second. Oh, I just mix that up. That's the mossy. I'll just call it moss. Main ground. Tall grass, branches. We'll group those, and this other grass. We'll group these and call it scatter, and we'll turn it off. I like to create a folder for lighting and camera. I like to call it L and C. So anything, so I can put HDRIs in there. And I need to get more HDRIs. On this computer I have very little, so we don't have much to choose from. We're going to use this. We'll see if this works. Yeah, I'll turn off this guy for now. And I'm going to throw our floors, find our debris ground, and I'm going to put it on the main ground. Let's up the tiles to, I don't know, 3. And we can pull that figure back out. So I think everything looks still a little big. So let's go up to 5, 6. That's not a 6. And then as we increase the tiles, we're going to have to decrease the displacement. So let's try 35, 30. And then we don't have our mid-level set up, so there we go. Thanks for the tip again, that really saved me a big headache. And you'll see it's not perfect, but I guess maybe we can just dial it in. There we go. Cool. So remember that. Use the mid-level. Dial that bitch in. Okay, so I'm gonna hop over into this hidden line mode. I'm gonna move all of our extra assets off to the side. Find our scatters, move those. So now we got everything over here. Looks like there might be a problem. Another problem. That didn't fix it. Okay, let's go in here. Just make sure these textures are all loaded. Oh, you know what? They're not piped in over here. Oh. Okay, no more nodes. Okay, so we're going to use a displacer on our master ground. Let's keep this nice and clean. I'm going to call this wood. So we got scatter, water, wood, moss, and our ground plane. So we'll grab our displacer, put it on our main ground here. And on the ground plane, I'm gonna up the subdivisions to 200. For now, we will probably reduce it later, but because that's gonna cost us on render time. So we're gonna go to shading, put up in a noise. Scale this up to 5,000, 3,000. And now I'm going to up the height. And I'm going to put this, get rid of that. This will just allow me to easily change the light because I want to see where all these bumps are. And also, you know, I'm going to put in our water plane. You still have a 1080, I see. Plan on upgrading at any point. Yeah, on my home computer here, I have a 1080. I've had this one for many years. And on my work computer, I have two 1080s. But yeah, I'd love to upgrade if I could get my hands on one without paying double the price, you know. So, I mean, I would love to have two 3080s. I don't know if you can fit two 3080s, but that'd be great. What are you using? You got a 2080? Okay, we're gonna dial in our lumps first. Naki's pretty cool. I like this one. And let's go into our water and increase the radius so we can see through. Been waiting since 3090 launch to get the ROG Strix 3090. Yeah, 3090 is cool. It's just a little big in my opinion. Like you can only use one, I believe, in your rig but I could be wrong. 2080 Ti. Oh, nice. See, at least with the 2080s, you can utilize the RTX, you know. I like to turn it on and pretend it's helping, but I doubt it. This water looks super dark. It just must be the albedo, I guess. You know what? It's super thin. Okay. Oh, we don't even have that in anymore. I have a density of 10, radius of 10. Still lots of black. What can we do? I'll be using a 3090 and 2080 Ti together. Oh wow, that's cool. I didn't know you could use two of those. I thought the 3090 was super big, and I thought it like covered up like 2 slots almost, but I could be wrong. Man, is that in the water? This water texture is weird and weird, you know? I've never used a material like this for my water. I'm going to actually undo a couple of these. And we'll probably put them in later, but this will just give me a better idea of like... Because right now our water's black and it looks like shit, so... Usually I would just up the radius and turn down the density. Can you share your Spotify playlist? Yeah, somebody actually shared this with us at the beginning of the stream. Let me turn it up too, it's a little quiet. We typed in that my draws but don't click on that, you gotta click on this. Some Iceland playlist. You know what? It already ended too. It was only 5 songs. So we're just listening to, I guess, music like this. So, oh, there we go. See, we're actually seeing through the water now. So maybe I was just being a bit impatient. I'm going to lower my max samples because that's too much. I'm going to lower my GI clamp too, just to save some space. I'm going to enable adaptive sampling and keep trucking. Yeah, it's really nice. I dig the music. It was way better than what we were playing in the beginning. So, you know, I'm still not liking the water. It's super dark. I'm gonna pull this albedo out. You know what, we did play with some settings in the beginning, so let's see if we can turn on fake shadows. There we go. So we were actually getting, I think there was just too much happening in this scene, and it was trying to calculate a fuck ton of rays being dispersed down there, so we actually don't need that. We're going to turn on fake shadows and put our albedo back in there. And now I think it's going to work. I'm going to put this back up to 100. I'm going to lower this. I'm going to lower this too. And a value of 0, we're going to get no. We won't be able to see through it at all, and we can slowly pipe this up. I think 15 might be good. And you know what, let's find a nice little patch to focus on, and then continue from there. So I like this little water patch here. Just trying to work some composition in. I'm gonna try to not move this camera when we set it, so. I think that should be good for now. I might move the camera later. And we'll get this guy in our scene and then hide him. And then I like to open up another view, go into perspective. And now we have 2 views we can work with. And let me make sure my camera is turned on. And now I can always see what I'm looking at. You know, whatever I'm working on will always be within these lines. And we actually have a lot of wasted space here for a render like this, but it's okay. Because maybe you did want to make a scene this big. So right off the bat, I think our specular values that we added to this texture are a little intense. I'm gonna try 0.1. Cool. And then I'm not liking this little thing right here, so I'm just going to take this and just move it over until we get something we like. That's cool. It's got a little extra there. Yeah. Just move it over. You know, I was changing the length on accident. I meant to change this. Okay, that's fine. Now let's hide our figure. And let's get some other ground assets in here. So I'm actually going to duplicate my ground. I'm gonna call this one rock ground. I know we got one over here, but whatever. It's looking nice. Needs mosquitoes. Ew. No, I think we're good on the mosquitoes, bro. We don't like mosquitoes. This is a mosquito-less swamp over here. We got rocks though. Look at that. We got rocks. We need more. Let's get more. All right, so I got my rocks in. Super simple, super fast. Also, what's the name of the song currently playing? Oh shit, am I late? It might have been this. If it wasn't that, it was that one. Okay, so my rock one is the stupid white one. Lower this 15, no. Let's just slide it up. We gonna slide it. Okay, yeah. And then I like to just lower this now. And now we're getting some patches here. We can variate this some. I don't like to go too crazy on moving it around though. Because what we can do later is... These rocks are too big. Once we do later, we can come in, we'll make this editable, we can come in with a brush, and we can brush certain parts of the image in that we like. Right now, these rocks are too big. Let's make them smaller. Cool. And I just remembered we need to turn back on our HDRI. I'm gonna rotate this so it's a little backlit. We might need to go grab a foggy HDRI, but for now, we can roll with this. I'm gonna mix the sun with the HDRI. Okay, and I'm actually going to turn up the sky turbidity, which is going to make it look a bit more cloudy. Ooh, we're getting hot pixels. Oh wow, we were not matching at all. We'll roll with the HDRI for now. We need to get a new one in here anyways, but at least we can see everything. And we can always jump out of this camera and get a good look at what's going on. So right now we've got a lot of rocks going on. You know, what I would do is I would come in, I would make this editable, come in with a brush and then just start brushing out certain spots where there is rocks. And just making it look less repeatable. This is especially if you're going to use like more of this scene, if you're going to use like a wider angle. But for now, I think we got a good start here. We could maybe even start pumping in some of those water materials again. So let's go into the water and see what we can do. So the normal, this might be a little intense. Or not. It didn't really change much, huh? Oh, we got a log over here. Bye, little log. Okay, so I want to be able to see my reflections. I think the roughest map, that's the one. That's gonna be the one that adds all the detail. Kinda. And oh, we have a displacement map. Ooh, I moved it, huh? Did it? Yeah. Okay, so let's find that midpoint. Wow. Whatever, we don't need a lot of displacement. It's fine. What's this? Oh, got a bump. And now we're getting a lot more detail in there. I don't know if we're actually getting... Okay. Yeah, we are. So that's cool. It looks like there is some plants floating on top of the water. Do you use vertex map for ground textures in general? Yeah, I pretty much only use vertex maps if... So we are going to get into some vertex maps on this ground. Basically, I only pretty much use it for doing like wet maps. So where this water meets this ground, we're gonna make nice and wet. You see, look at this streaking we're getting here. This is not something I've seen happen before. And this stream's full of surprises, huh? Like what the fuck is happening? Any thoughts? This is turning into some Octane detective shit that we got to do. Holy moly! Yeah, what? Let's try. You know what? I don't trust this. Like, no. Maybe it's this. Got it. We still have little squares. I don't get the little squares. Is that just this map? Does this map just suck? It's from the bump map. It's from an 8K bump map. Like, okay, maybe we need to make it smaller. Maybe it wasn't never meant to be looked at this close. So we'll go into the water. Let's do 7. Got a nice little piece of cheese right here. Okay, maybe the little squares are going to be okay. I'm not too worried about it because we're not going to be that close. But we do have a lot of rocks. So I think at this point it might be good to go in there. I'm going to make a copy of this. I'm going to throw it down there. I'm going to call this Rock OG. And I'm going to make this one editable. Set GI clamp to 1 after you fix the issue. Might save up some performance and clean up some VRAM usage. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're not. Let's see if it really gives us much of a difference. No, looks pretty similar still. We're going to go 3. I like the number 3. It's bigger than 1. Okay, so we got our rock ground. I'm gonna go maybe into a different view. And we can't see the rock ground anyways, so, but we can see it over here. I'm gonna go into the sculpt and the pull brush, and we can pull out sections of rock. So I got a little rock man. But we actually don't want to do that. We want to push in our rock. So I'm actually going to go into this view, go to our camera, and look, the water is looking super wonky. I'm not liking that. We're just going to zoom out. Yeah, ugh. Man, I gotta turn it off. I can't look at it. I can't do it. Okay. So let's start flattening some rocks. And I can see where my camera's looking. And it's actually not going into the ground as much as I want, so I can actually take this and just pull this out. And now I'm seeing everything that I'm seeing. So I'm gonna start up front here. It looks like we start in this corner. So the rocks look pretty good over there, actually. I mean, we've been adjusting this camera. I don't think it really matters there. Now we can see where our tiling is. So we need to come along here. Anything where we see these fat lines, and we want to get rid of those. So now let me grab my brush. I already selected it recently, so I can just go here and grab my pull brush again. And then holding control and clicking is going to, you'll see down here, that rock is gone. And I'm just going to click around until we don't see much repetition. So that's already looking better. I'm not liking this big batch of rocks here. And I can also start to add rocks where there wasn't, so I can maybe add some rocks up here. I like to have rocks down in the water plane, so let me turn off the water. Let's make a bunch of them right here. Fuck it. There's a big patch of rocks under the water there now. Looks good. Thanks, Sakash. It's getting there. We got spent an hour or so on wasting our time, but now we're actually making progress. So cool. We got 2 planes coming together, which is good. We're gonna want another one though. So let's move on from the rocks. Let's. I'm gonna grab our other floor, which was the mossy ground. Moss ground. I can delete these, I'm not using them anymore. I'll call this debris ground. Roughly, there. And we don't need you anymore. Okay, we got our mossy ground, and it looks like shit. So let's go some more tiles, eh? Go some more tiles. And we got a lot of stuff going on here. I'm gonna hop out of the camera. And you know what? Let's just move it down in the Y, which is nice. That honestly might be all we need to do. Probably not though. I'll hop back into my camera. Looks like we might need some more tiles. It's looking a little soft. There we go. Now we're getting lots of little green specks in there. And we've officially combined 3 planes to make this one. And you could have done something like this in like Mixer. You can mix materials together, but you're not going to have the flexibility of doing it all in one program like this. You're going to have to go back and change things, and we're doing that anyways in here, so why not waste your time in one place? Okay, so I'm liking where this is going. I think maybe we can do some color correction on the planes, mesh them together a little better. Let's go look at this guy again. And we will get here. Adding the fog and the right HDRI is going to do a lot for us in terms of this look. But we also need to make sure our colors are good. I mean, this looks like it was colored in post too, but who knows? You could get a look like that in engine if you wanted to. Okay. I'm gonna smoke another cigarette. I'm trying not to light my mic on fire. So, I think we should actually start doing some vertex maps and start getting the wet edges in. I think that's the move. So, in order to do that, I'm going to create that OG folder, and we're going to copy these in here. So now I have my 3 ground planes, and we can just hide all 3 of those. And now I'm going to connect these so everything is editable. Looks like I might have messed up. There we go. And let's hide the water for now. Let's start with the debris. And this is the fun part. So we can turn our water back on, and we're gonna want to select anywhere where there is water. And you can be a little liberal with it. We're gonna come in here and delete edges like that anyways. And we're gonna work it in a little better once we're looking at the actual vertex map. But for now, it helps if you're in a top-down view. Just go through. And I'm not gonna do all of this, but I'm gonna focus maybe on the entire middle section here. Depends how big of a scene you're really trying to do, but we're actually not going to render a lot of the stuff that I'm selecting, but it'll help when if we want to change our angle, look at something new, we can always do that. What are your guys' thoughts about music on stream? I mean, do you prefer to listen to your own music and just have me talk, or do you liking what's going on? I personally kind of like it because I can hear the music and I'm not sitting in here just talking to myself for hours. But let me know what you guys think. Okay, so we've done a good amount here. Mostly focusing on the edges. What we're gonna need to do is turn off our water plane, because we'll notice that we're actually missing some of the inner bits. Shannon likes the music. We're keeping the music. Cool, so that's pretty good. I could go around the edges, but it's gonna be a little hard. This is all determined on how subdivided your plane is too. If you didn't have as many subdivisions, you wouldn't be able to select as many polygons. We're liking the music. Okay, cool. Yeah, this was a playlist that was suggested. It's pretty nice. And if you guys are enjoying the stream, I'm gonna try and do this at least once a week. Like, I need to get back on YouTube. I need to make things, and I had a whole year of COVID denial, just lumping around, not doing it. So we're back. We're making stuff. I want to make some cool things too. We have a mocap suit. We have a Rococo. I can show you guys the pipeline for that. I really want to do some stuff where we do maybe like do some mocap and maybe do some fire bending with some particles. That could be really cool. Because for the most part, I've done mostly mostly environment stuff on this channel. Okay, so let's go here and we're gonna set vertex weight, and I might need to put it at 100, and we can always invert it, but now we can see, we can double click on our vertex and it'll allow us to have a little more control about where these wet maps go, because we don't want them, we really don't want them creeping up too much on the sides, or else it's going to look super weird. So try and keep them nice and tight. Where's our camera? Over here. Looks pretty good. There's just some small spots to look at. And we can also add edges. Shannon asks, how do you feather the transition of the vertex map in Cinema 4D? I believe there is, let's see, so if I put these in, I think there actually might be a brush for that, or, yeah, over here you actually change your mode to smooth, and then it's not the best. It actually looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, so good suggestion. We should actually do that on the whole thing. So yeah, change your mode to smooth, and that will give you a nice fall off. Kind of get rid of those jagged edges. And I'm just clicking, I'm not, because if I do that, it's gonna do way too much. So one click will do, and that's because I have the I think it's the opacity. I have the opacity at 100%. So if I were to lower that, I would get like a softer smooth. So yeah, definitely play with your settings. This will depend on your scene, how big it is, and whatnot. Okay, we're getting a little bigger here. Here we go. Cool, so we got our vertex map, I think, done for the most part. I'm not going to do the whole thing. And we're going to use this with a mix material. So let's find our debris. There he is. Go into the node editor, and let's do a mix material, and then let's save. That was close. I thought we were gonna crash. And then we basically need to duplicate this material. Okay, and we'll put this in material 1, material 2. This displacement will go in our mix displacement. And then we're going to add a vertex map, which is at the very bottom, into the amount. And we're going to apply our vertex map in to the node. There we go. And now let's just pop on our mix, and let's turn off our water. And now you're not going to see a difference yet because these are actually the same. So let's go into a color correction. I'm going to put this into the diffuse only on material 2. And now, if I lower the gamma, we can see our vertex map is only affecting certain areas where the water was, and we actually need to invert it because we want the darker sections to be down there. So we can go into our vertex map and just click invert, and that fixes our issue. Okay, so for these bits that are mixing, I like to make them a little darker. That might be a little too dark. And where's our node editor? There he is. We also want to increase the specular values and lower the roughness. So right now we have values of 0. We can take this mix down and we'll get a nice shine. So that's looking good. I think it is a little dark still. So let's go in here. Maybe we can just punch in a value. So let's go 1.5. .7. Cool, I like that. And now when we turn our water back on, it actually makes a big difference because there is a completely different material under the water, so it's going to react completely differently. And you'll see we might get some things creeping on the edge here. I think I might actually go into my vertex map and see if we can exaggerate this. So I'm going to take it off smooth, go back to add, and yeah, that really blackened that up. So I think I might have actually smoothed this out a little too much because it kind of receded on the edges. So I'm gonna go in there real quick. And I'm not gonna do the whole thing again. Okay, let's go back to smooth. There we go. Now it's creeping up. It's creeping up a little more. Cool, and I'm liking that. Let's see if we can increase this some. Going into my mix. Turn the roughness down all the way. Just give it a little bit of roughness. We want it to look wet. I think that looks pretty good for now. We need to do the same thing we did on these guys. And I'm pretty sure I can just, duplicate the vertex map onto here. I'll put one on here too. And now we'll go into our moss. And do the same thing. Should be faster now that everything's set up. So diffuse. Normal. Roughness. Create the mix. And save. I'm actually going to maybe just copy this node, I think. And you want to make sure you plug in all of your nodes before you exit, or else your mix material won't be set up. You have to plug in the nodes again. Okay, let's grab a vertex map. And we'll put in the vertex. And then we just need to put our mix into our moss. And then invert. There we go, and you can see we're getting these gradual changes. It's looking pretty good. So that was quick and easy. We just need to do this to our rocks. I love these rocks, they look great. Oh, look at this mess. What is even happening? This is why it's good to be organized, for sure. Octane, no. There we go. There we go. Should be everything. I can click on that and it then sends me to the top. Okay, vertex map. Bada boom. Vertex. Bada boom. Invert. Oh, we gotta apply that material. Whoa. It's missing this. There we go. We can turn our water off just to make sure everything is working. No, it's not, because we need to put in the color correction, which we still have saved, I think. No, we'll just add a new one. Come on. You can do it. Come on. There you go. Huh. Not seeing a difference. Weird. Okay, what are we doing wrong? We didn't put the vertex map. Yeah, we did. Let's make sure the vertex is working. No, it's not. Let me try and copy it again. There we go. Just another bug. Okay, so let's put this back together. I think this was at 1. 1, yeah, okay. I've got some darker rocks. It's a little too dark. And we'll go into the roughness, pull it back, and then we want to increase the specular. So I maxed out the specular, and then I'm pulling back this mix. As you can see, now we're getting everything working, and I actually didn't do that on our moss. So before we continue, on the moss, let's pull this back, specular. Set this to 0. If this is at 0, it will utilize the float. So I don't think we need crazy specularity. That's probably fine. And let's turn all our things on. So now we've got something like this. Looks like our rocks are a little dark. Am says, by the way, glad to see you here. I started C4D Octane 3 months ago and learned a lot from you. It means a lot to me, mate. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm glad someone's out there watching and learning. We're trying to get back into it, man. Like, trust me, we're gonna try and upload once a week. That's the goal. And we do all sorts of things too. So I'm the 3D animator guy. I work with 2 other people. One does filming and editing and color correction. Another guy does sound design. So if those are things you guys are interested in learning, as well as the CG stuff, let us know, because so far we've only done CG tutorials. It's really hard to break into the sound world. It seems there's like not a lot of resources out there. So I guess we'll need to make some. Let's see. I was gonna fix the rocks. So they are just too dark. That's better. And now I'm gonna go into this moss. And I'm actually gonna make 2 color correction nodes. I'll put one here. Actually, no, I'm gonna make 1 color correction node, but they're both going into both these materials, so. And I'm just gonna play with the hue. It seems to be lagging some. Saturation, hue. Let's get in there a little better. Whoa! Okay. That's not right. And right now since we bashed these all together, I'm just trying to blend them. I'd like to match the moss on the rocks actually with this moss we've got on the ground, so let's see what we can do. So making it darker. So there we go. Oh, that did a lot. It's still a little more green. Oh yeah, see, it's way behind. Come on, Octane. Man, I feel like we were really close, but it just wasn't updating right away. That was loud. There we go, we're getting there. Get a little darker. A little more saturation. I think that's feeling pretty good. We don't want to match it too much too, or else we'll lose detail. I think there's just too much specular going on in my scene. When I dip down like this, we get these crazy reflections. So I think we're gonna make one more tweak to the ground. Oh, and then we're gonna start scattering. Oh, we're gonna start scattering. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it. I'm sweating and I'm wearing a beanie and a sweater. But we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. I'm gonna go through all these. Too much speculars. That already looks better. Look at that. We're just getting shine where it's closer to the water. And I could spend longer going through all these and like, maybe it's too wet over there, you know, dial it back. Maybe it's too wet over here, dial it back. But for the sake of this tutorial, I think we're just gonna focus on, you know, a smaller section. Anyway, so let's get the grass in here. I'm gonna come out of here, come into this camera. Oh, we still have this moss to play with too. That'll be fun. And these roots. Which grass do we want first? You know what? Let's look at our reference. That's a little tiny grass. Yeah, we'll start with this one. So we're going to scatter onto the debris ground. So let's bring in an octane scatter. And then I'm going to take my grass and I'm going to put them all into the scatter object. I'm going to turn this down to 1. And I'm going to bump it back up. I guess I didn't need to do that. Let's pump in the debris ground. And increase our scatters to 1,000. Let's do 10,000. And right now they're kind of going all over the place, so we need to take this normal line, bring it down. And I do want them to offset a little bit, so I'm not going to bring it down completely. I'm going to keep it about there. And I can use this scale here. Let's do 0.3. Cool. Are we in our camera? No, we're in our other camera. Okay. And you know, let's up it again. So this is going to get a little experimental here, but I'm actually going to pull them down in the Y. And then in the scale, in the shader slot, we're going to put a noise. And what that's going to do is limit the scale of these assets determined by the black and white values of our noise. And we can find maybe gaseous. We're going to come out of our camera and then find a spot we can focus on. Maybe we'll focus on this. Okay, so right away, I'm going to change the material here because I'm not liking how green it is. Look at all these nodes. So I'm going to put a color correction. I'm going to throw the diffuse through it. And the transmission. And we may need a separate color correction for the transmission, but wow, it changed already. You see that? Okay, I don't know why it looks different already, unless I did something really weird. I did do something weird. This albedo. Okay, what's happening? So we can only, I am gonna have to create a separate color correction for this one. There we go. So right away, I'm gonna turn off the transmission first, so we can just focus on the color of these, which already isn't that bad. I just might bring it down some. This is making it a little more yellow. And then I'm just gonna make it darker by upping this gamma point. That looks pretty good. It's a little brown. And lower the saturation. Looks decent. Let's plug the transmission back in. And this transmission is just too high. Okay, so getting there. I'm gonna increase this again. We're already at 100,000. We got a big plane, so that's why we're gonna go 300,000. If we were using a smaller scene, we wouldn't have to do all this. But so right now, all my assets are actually facing the same way. So I'm gonna add a effector. I'm gonna add a random effector, and I might add a value of 1 in the X and Z. I'm gonna do scale, uniform scale. Actually, no. I'm gonna do rotation and do 900. And now we just need to put this random effector. I'm going to put it in the main scatter because we're going to use this for all our scatters. And put the random effector in there. And that's going to just randomly rotate these, all of these, so they're not as constant in the same rotation value. So it's looking good. I think I kind of made the grass a little too light. We're gonna go in there right now. Okay, make it darker. That's too dark. Yeah, with these you just gotta constantly push and pull till you find what you're looking for. I think that looks better. Okay, so let's get some more scatters in here. Let's do the other grass now. And I'm just gonna duplicate this scatter. And kill what's ever inside. Boom. And I'll turn this one off for now so we can focus in this new one. Okay, it already has my random effector in there. It's already looking pretty cool. It's not looking like a wetland, but it's scattering nicely, I guess. And with this one, I'm gonna make it bigger. Ooh, that's too big. 0.5. We're gonna do way less, 50,000. And now, before we go any further, actually, let me change the noise seed. Or not. That gaseous one really doesn't have any seeds. I think we'll just scale it instead. Okay, I'm not gonna increase the contrast. That'll make the difference between the smaller ones and the bigger ones kind of more apparent. We got all this grass. Let's change the color. So let's turn down the saturation. Let's up the gamma. And let's take out the transmission for now. It's already looking better. Put the transmission back in. I think that's fine for now. So now it looks like we have maybe too much. And right now everything is scattering within the water as well. So for this longer grass, I think I'm going to limit it some. So in here I can take this vertex map. Let's go back over here. Okay, so So typically when I put in the vertex map here, it should be limiting it to the vertex map, but it doesn't look like it's doing so. So if you guys have a fix for that, let me know, but I think we're just gonna forgo it for now. I'll just reduce these. Okay, that's looking better. Let's go back into the camera. And I think we need to grab a new HDRI. I think it's time. Looks kind of weird in some places, but we'll adjust it. So let's grab a new HDRI. Let's just go to HDRI Haven. Great place for free HDRIs. Do they have a search? No, but we need overcast. So I want something that is soft, but still provides some contrast. Like this one has some nice contrast. It has a little bit more warmer tone I'm not looking for. Like this one might work. Oh, it's kind of nice, but it's still a little bright. You know what, let's grab that. Let's grab that other one. That one's not bad. I'm gonna try this one. And we're just gonna download the 8K one. Oops. I don't have any HDRI Haven HDRs on this computer yet. Cool, there we go. Come back. And let's go in here. See if I can mix this with my sky. Turn down the turbidity some. Let me see what just the sunlight's doing. Is the not doing anything? I don't know why. Maybe it's just I boosted it so much. I don't know why it's looking like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's why. It's because the mixed sky texture's on and there was no HDRI enabled. Okay, well, let me dial in the sun. Okay, grass still needs a little bit of work. Getting some weird reflections from the HDRI I don't want. I'm just finding a spot to focus on. See, if that vertex map thing was working, I would make it so this grass isn't popping through the water so much, but let's add some fog. So since I'm in such a big scene, I'm gonna take this fog voxel size up to something maybe like 50. And this is gonna make it so everything doesn't crash right away. And just filling my scene. This would be good. I'm gonna go into the medium. I'm going to boost the absorption and also boost the scattering. And I'm going to increase the scatter phase some, maybe to 0.6. And then we just need to bring back the density. A lot, apparently. And I don't know if this volume step link does anything. I actually think it makes it more thick. I know it doesn't do anything in certain things, like I can't think right now, but we're getting fog, but it's maybe we're not getting enough fall off. I'm going to duplicate my camera. I'm going to set it to 20 at the focal length, because I think we actually might have just been too zoomed in. So we weren't, the fog wasn't having enough effect. See, this is better. We're getting more of the fog in the background, less up front. I don't know if I'm liking this HDRI. I'm actually going to put the one I just had on, but I'm going to use the fog to disperse things instead. I think I was using this, I don't know. And just, everything looks so dark all of a sudden. Man, I don't know what's going on. Increase the power to 10. Everything is dark all of a sudden. Oh, I think it was because of this. Why? Oh, power. There we go. I want to settle into just one spot now. Okay, so I'm pulling the water down some. This is going to allow those wet edges to creep out a little more. I don't want to do it too much. I feel like this tall grass is just really fucking everything up. And I forgot we didn't have our smaller grass on, so enabling that now. Fog is a little intense. It's kind of bogging down our scene, but I don't mind it. It is making it feel more swampy than without it. Let's just turn it down some. Cut it in half. And I'll lower the volume step length. Reduce the scattering phase. Okay, let's focus on the water some. See if we can put those maps back in without ruining it. I think this roughness is doing a lot on those little parts. It's almost doing too much. So we can just take the roughness channel, turn down the mix. I think I'll leave the camera here for now. I lied, I moved it already. Okay, I'll leave it here for now. And we need to get this in there. I'm gonna hide the volume from my viewport. And I can see my camera. I'm using this guy. And this moss is gonna be huge. Alright, this is a new asset for me, so this one might be a little tricky. I just hate how flat it is. I'm gonna boost the displacement and I'm gonna smooth it out some. I don't know where I'm gonna put these, but I'm just gonna put some in our scene for now, here and there. Gotta be sure to rotate them so they don't all look the same. Let's put one over here. Oh. I'm kind of hugging the walls with these. Okay, we're starting to get some more variation. I'm still not loving grass. For this, since we're at this angle, I'm gonna chill at this angle for a bit. Let's just swap it out of gaseous. Let's do electric. I like it because it has these nice swirly streaks in it. I'm gonna up the contrast, turn down the brightness. And now I'm just gonna play with the seed till I get something I like. Okay, this one doesn't have a seed either. Which one has a seed? Okay, we're gonna use this one. I can up the scale. And this noise really helps because it kind of concentrates the patches and allows them to get smaller as they get away from these white spots. As long as I turn back the contrast, you'll get an effect like that. So here I'm just going to play with the seed till we get anything. That's fine. Turn this one on. And it is everywhere. I'm going to turn the fog off so we can actually see things quicker. Here we go. Okay, where are you? Turn up the brightness, turn up the scale. 500. Is that you right there? Yep, okay. I turn down the scale to 300 because I'm not getting enough in here. Boost the brightness, lower the contrast. This is going to give us more spread. This heat's giving us too much spread. So up the contrast. I definitely want something with black values. Let's actually try increasing it from here. Oh, none of it's not a million. 100, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's looking better. I'm liking this more and more because the seed isn't ruining everything. This moss looks like shit though. Oh, it just looks horrible. Look at it. Oh, nasty. There's nothing we can do about that. Just gotta scale it down. I guess I just did it too much. Yeah, still looks horrible. creep one into the foreground. Come on, where are you? Here you are. Jesus. There we go. Let's kind of combine it with that. Yeah. And now I'm gonna mess with the colors. This one's easy because we're not using. Oh, we are. We're not using a mix though. Okay, lower saturation. How you guys doing? You hanging in there? You still around? Okay, I'm liking that. I really like that color actually. I think I want to get that color more into my grass. So I'm gonna go in here and have play around with this. Cool. That was easy. Okay, we'll turn on the other scatter. We'll see more of our grass come in. Oh, do you know what we need? We need sticks. We need big sticks. We need to grab a big stick. Hello. We spent all this time getting these assets in, and we're not even using them. And it looks like my textures decided to leave again. Super annoying, but let's see. In order to find this, the easiest way is for me to go into bridge and find the stick. It's got to be this one. And then, once again, I'm going to copy this. We're going to go in here. We're going to delete all of this. And this will take us to our location. And then we're putting in the albedo. And I'm just going to hit yes, because this keeps messing up. And then, yeah, just go through each of these. Load them in. What's up, Thiago Talaman? How you doing, man? How you doing, man? Come on, Octane. Okay, I replaced all the textures. Come on. We might just have to close Octane. Yeah, because look, there it is. Okay. Come on, cross your fingers. Give me some textures. Ah, darkness. Ah, darkness. Oh, I don't know what's going on. What am I doing wrong? Am I putting the wrong maps in? Is this not that stick? It's gotta be that stick, right? Yeah, it's that stick. It's got the thing and the other things. Annoying octane issues, yeah. It's like, what do you do at this point? Reload? Reload, okay, yeah, fixed it. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, we got our stick. It was a little harder than it looked. So I'm thinking we're gonna put like some sticks here. I want to put some bigger logs on these areas too. So let's put this stick somewhere random. It's a stick. It fell off a tree, and it lives. Where do you live? Maybe it's poking up. Maybe it should be in the shot. Maybe, yeah. Let's put it in the shot. It's always so hard placing these smaller things. It's because, I mean, it should just really go anywhere because it's just a piece of wood. But when you have so many choices, you could put it anywhere. Where do you put it? Let's put it back. Let's put it in the back. And that way. That's cool. It feels like it's part of our scene. And honestly, the more branches like this, I feel like everything's really going to come together. I'm going to duplicate our branch. Let's put this closer, maybe half in, half out. Okay, I'm not liking this song, so sorry if you did. I want to use the other side. That feels cool. Maybe it's a little closer. Is anyone working on anything of their own right now? Anybody making a swamp? It's like I want the branches to poke out, but I don't want them to be too in your face. It's a battle. It's a battle, and now they're facing the same way. Can't win. I honestly hate placing branches because they're such a weird shape. Like, okay, that looks more natural. I think this stick is bothering me. It's better, I guess. Just lay him down a little more. Yeah, what is that? What is that? It must be this. Yeah. Okay, I'm about to place it. I'm about to give up. About to place it. Oh, there we go. Sure. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We have these roots that we want to add. I might need to reload the materials for this one too. Nope. Okay, before we start blending it, let's actually, yeah, let's blend it. Color correction. So I'm gonna up the gamma. Let's just punch in numbers. Something's wrong. Roots. I think yeah, I had the wrong one selected. Come on, Octane, keep up with us here. That is really dark, huh? What am I looking for? These specular values are a little intense, huh? I think I have something to do with that. Specular. Yeah. Okay. And we're looking a little red. I think I can go up to fix that. Yep. Cool, that's blending pretty good. I mean, it's blending good now, and I haven't moved it, so I think we're good to go. Nice, this is really adding a lot. I can lay down 6 twigs at once, you know? It's a little easier. Maybe have these going a different direction than our other sticks. And I do want to keep the separation. There we go. And let's add another in the back. Okay, so we're getting there. I kind of want to add a big log into the scene, which means we got to go back into the bridge, but it's okay because we did a bunch of this before. I still got to put that one in. Maybe we could put a tree stump in there. Let's do that. Okay, going back down the node path here. So the node editor and close these before I make a mistake. Let's view large icons and these? No. Come on. Why is this material called Dummy Mate? Dummy Mate. Okay, specular. Roughness. Normal. For the 20th time. Bump. And Alberta. Alberta. Okay, how we doing? Got some shiny rocks in there. Hey, there she is. Go back to our wetlands and save before Octane smites us. Is anyone else sweating as much as I am over here? It is hot. It is 7 o'clock. Oh my god, it's still hot. And we back. And we back. I'm gonna increase the specular again. Kind of loaded too much. That roughness is the problem. Okay. We've got kind of a swamp going. Let's turn on volume again. And you know what? I'm actually going to move the volume. Move the volume back. I'm going to increase the volume. And then on the volume here, we're going to do edge feather. And that's basically going to give me some more fall off. Oh, see, now it's getting there. Slowly but surely. Still not 100% happy with everything. Oh. Okay. Today's just a day of bugs, huh? The fuck? So I think I made I kind of made the ground too dark. So I think it'd be good to kind of lighten that up some. So I'm gonna go into the debris. Hello, debris. Okay, debris. Go up to the gamma. You know what? I think this needs more repetitions too. 8, 8. What? Why did the grass just change? Ay, 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 really? Why is that? Really? Okay. Octane just does whatever it wants, you know? What are you gonna do? And I'm gonna move this grass down in the Y. So I want more of those strands to pop out and not the little tips. That's good. You know, in hindsight, I think I would have done a smaller scene. That way I can focus on the scattering a little better. There wasn't really any planning going into this. We just kind of hit it, and we're going with the flow. So. Okay, just going through and brightening some of the ground materials here. This is the last one. tough scene for me. Okay, I'm gonna put in some planes, and these are actually going to block light. So I'm gonna create actually no, it's fine. It's already doing it. So this is gonna kind of round out my scene a little better by I'm kind of gonna focus on the light now. So I'm thinking kind of creating somewhat of a vignette kind of style. Just placing in shadows, really. The higher I take this plane, the softer shadow I will get. I can also add a texture on here to boost that too. So I'm just trying to find a spot that I kind of want shaded. See, now we're creeping in here. You can see how bad this twig looks from this angle. I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. So as you can see, we're getting this nice shadow here, and I'm kind of creping it off. It feels good. So I like to create material, and I'm just gonna open this up like that. In the opacity, we can use a normal octane or Cinema 4D gradient, and then change this to not radial. Change it to circular. We're gonna invert the knots, and then we don't want it to touch the edges, and you want to turn up the turbulence. And this is basically going to be like a fake cloud that our light can use. And once Octane stops thinking about it, okay, yeah, see, it's pulled it back some. Maybe we might have done, yeah, I think we actually might have put too much turbulence on here. So let's put it down to like 5. Because now I'm not really seeing a difference. I can also, if I make this black, it will suck away more light, create more contrast in my scene. So I'm actually just going to put this into the diffuse and invert it. And I guess I didn't really need to do that, because now we're getting some weird things. So let's actually just change the diffuse to dark. Okay. So now we have this black hole. Stretch them out. And let's see if it's doing anything. It is. I think I can harden the edges. That. There we go. Now we're really seeing this dark contrast come into our scene. This is more of a kind of lighting trick that I like to do. So it gives the illusion of maybe a cloud, or maybe there's a tree or something giving us this nice shadow. And then if it is too much, you can even just play with the opacity. You can bring down the white value. So as you'll see, if I bring down the white value, it's already losing the effect. So we can maybe do like 95 or so. Cool. And that's just giving me some nice shadows. You know what, I think I'm gonna leave it up because I need that contrast. And then I'm gonna put another cloud back here, I think. Okay, we're over on that side. Oh, I kind of lost this cloud, huh? I think it might be just because they're intersecting. Yeah, there we go. We're getting there. It's too dark though. Maybe I'll just focus here and we'll just put one on each side. I feel like this has been a long stream, so yeah, all in all, it's not perfect. We had a lot of mishaps with Octane. And I wish we had better scattering assets in that collection. But nonetheless, we got our wetland, and it definitely needs more wood throughout it. We could put some dead trees. You know what? Let's put some dead trees in there. We're going to hop out of Megascans for a moment. I have these dead trees. I think I have these dead trees. There we go, dead trees. And since Megascans haven't incorporated their trees yet, once we get the fully functional trees, that'll be amazing. But right now we just have logs, and it's cool, but only works so much. So I got this cool dead tree. We don't like that one. I got these off of CG Trader. I think they were like $30, but they're pretty cool. You know what? That one's cool. Let's roll with it. And you can see our renders coming together a little bit. I mean, especially with that cloud, I kind of put some shadow over here. It put some shadow over here. And it's really letting the light come in here. I think we need some more light over here. I'd rather have the shadow come over to this side. And yeah, ideally this scene just needs more things in it until it's really gonna pop. But we only have so much time, so let's push it as far as we can today. Oh, someone retracted a message, huh? Harisman, Haris Maran Singh. What'd you say, man? You talking shit? What'd you say? You say you love me? I think we had bonsai too. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and this doesn't come with a lot of maps. I'm just going to put the diffuse in the bump. Hopefully all is well. There's our tree. Oh, it's gone. Oops, sorry. What's going on? Well, I think we saved. Oh, I don't know. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Hey, we got pretty far, even if we didn't. Honestly, if we didn't save, I think I'm gonna call it, but let's find out. How long is this stream going for? I don't even know. Three hours. Whew. Whew. Yeah, next time I'm definitely gonna plan these out a little more. This was kind of a dry run, just going for it. It's been a little chaotic, but I think for the most part it's been okay. So, and you guys are awesome. Thanks for joining. So glad you're all here. This is my first stream. I want to do more, but I want to not suck, and I just gotta do them. Maybe once a week, twice a week. Figure it out. We'll do something that isn't so intensive. So we did lose some progress. We lost our clouds. We might have lost some other stuff. Oh, I'm taking the headphones off for a minute. And look, more fun octane shenanigans. Oh, shenanigan. Yeah. There's still way too much to be done. I think we're gonna call it, guys. Didn't get to finish the image. Honestly, I took way too long. We spent an hour loading in assets, and they don't work, as you can see. So I think in the next one, we'll try something different. I'm sorry we couldn't finish this one. What do you guys, what would you like to see? So next time we can be a little more organized. I'll load in all the assets first. That way we can focus on composition, we can focus on lighting, we can focus on creating more of a worked out scene rather than, you know, I was doing 4,000 by 4,000 plane, scattering hundreds of thousands of, I don't know, nature shit, and we could definitely hone it down so we can focus on things and learn better. So, I'm thinking, so there's 6 of you here. What do you think? Next time, should we do more environment stuff? I really like this Nordic coastal cliff thing. I was going to originally do this one, but then I thought it maybe would just be too easy because it is just like a bunch of rocks and sands. The main thing that's interesting about this, I think, is the water. The water looks really cool. What do you guys think? Next time, we can focus on a new biome, or we could do some fun mocap stuff. Maybe some firebending, particle effects. Let me know. I'm gonna let it roll for another couple of minutes, but let's see. This Iceland stuff is pretty cool. People have already made a bunch of cool stuff with this. This is like some, maybe we can make like a Death Stranding kind of Icelandic scene. Those are really cool. Or Firebender. Mocap. Nobody has any opinions? I think we'll either do mocap or we'll do la 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 la. We might just do something simple. We might just do some forest stuff. I don't know. Looks like nobody has any opinions, so I think we're gonna call it, and I'll go live in a week, and we'll figure it out. Till next time, this was fun. This was a learning experience for sure. A little messy, but still fun. Well, cool. It was cool hanging out with y'all. I'm taking off. See you guys next week.